Today I am going to give y'all my predictions for this Sunday's Folds of Honor QuikTrip 500 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. This weekend at Atlanta is going to be quite different than years past because this past all-season NASCAR reconfigured the Atlanta Motor Speedway, but also repaved the track. And it's going to present us some Daytona and Talladega style racing. We're going to see a lot of pack racing, tandem drafting, and we're also going to see some big wrecks, hopefully. But you got a lot of things going on. But I'm also wanting to mention that I am doing a Pick 5 contest for this Sunday's race. And to be entered, all you got to do is go down below to the comment section and type in who you think will finish in the top 5. If you go 5 for 5, you get an autograph of your choice. And if you get 4 for 5, you get an unsigned hero card. So comment down below to be entered. But let's get started.
Ryan Priest, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
Before I give y'all my predictions for this weekend's race at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, I am wanting to talk about this past weekend. This past weekend, NASCAR ended their West Coast swing at Phoenix, and it did disappoint. Because if we go all the way back from the start, we went to Auto Club, a fantastic and phenomenal race where we saw the 5-car of Kyle Larson getting the job done there, holding off a hard-charging Austin Dillon and Daniel Suarez. A great finish there. And then the following week, NASCAR heads to Las Vegas, and at the end, it did not disappoint. It was not dull at all because we saw strategy come into effect. Some teams took 2 tires, like the 5 and 88. Well, I won't say 88, the 48 of Alex Bowman. He used to drive the 88 car. But they stayed out. Alex Bowman had a great start, and they were side by side at the white flag. Going off the turn 3 and 4, Bowman had a clear advantage, and he won Las Vegas. But after that, they're heading into Phoenix, and Phoenix has been quite the track that has been dominated by the 4-car of Kevin Harvick in years past. But last week and a week before in Auto Club, Harvick's kind of struggled to be in the top 10. But today, or yesterday pretty much, Harvick was really competitive, and it blew a lot of people, including myself, away. It surprised me, but the race went on, and we saw a lot of comers and goers, but Chase Briscoe got the job done. His first career win in the NASCAR Cup Series and his 39th career start. But second place to him was a hard-charging Ross Chastain. Chastain was riding around throughout the day, inside the top 10 mostly, and at the end, he was very aggressive. He tried to cut down the dogleg as much as you can and gave Briscoe a run for his money. Finishing P3 was Tyler Reddick. His day is coming, I promise you. It might not be next week at Atlanta just because the uncertainty there, but it's going to come down the road, and I can very well see it being at COTA. Because remember, didn't he take the pole last year at the Circuit of Americas? Remember that. But you got Atlanta, then you got COTA, and then you got a couple other races down the road, so his time is coming, but it might not be at Atlanta. Finishing 4th was Ryan Blaney, the guy that was pretty much dominant early on. I expected him to be a real big contender at the end, but he did have a pit road incident and forced him to go to the rear. So he was kind of on the backside of things, but he still managed to bring it home 4th. But rounding out your top 5 is a surpriser. And something not a lot of us expected when we saw going into this race about the Toyota performance. Toyota was so irrelevant throughout the weekend. And in today's race, Kurt Busch led the pack, finishing P5. And if Kurt Busch finished P5, why are the others struggling so bad? Especially his teammate Bubba Wallace. He was not competitive at all. It's kind of surprised me because it's a short track mentality race right here. And Bubba Wallace just struggled. He was so bad. So 2311 Racing got their work to cut out. And I figure what's going on with the 23 car because he's been so irrelevant in weeks past. And they got to get something going. It's a great team. And Bubba Wallace is just so underperforming. Kurt Busch is doing so well. Something ain't matching up, but 2311 Racing got to get their stuff together. But good job by Kurt Busch snagging a top 5 finish in the 45 car. But there's your top 5 from Phoenix. Like I said, a very dull race. A A new winner in NASCAR, a sophomore winner, Chase Briscoe for Stewart-Haas Racing. But Tyler Reddick overall, his time is coming. This Sunday's race at the Atlanta Motor Speedway is going to be quite different than what we have been seeing in the past. In years past, when we have gone to Atlanta, we have expected to see a lot of tire fall off and a lot of slip and sliding going along the way. And NASCAR had enough of it last year in the Quicker State 400 in July, where a lot of the track started opening up and cracking and having to reflag the race to repair it and wait for it to solve out and so they can resume. So NASCAR had to make the tough decision to repave the track. A lot of drivers and crew members and fans were not too pleased with the decision NASCAR made, but it was best for all parties according to NASCAR because it was just time. They had to do it sometime, and why not now? And in years past, when they repaved the track, like Texas Motor Speedway to be exact, things in the racing product had not been well worked out as planned. The racing product in Texas nowadays is terrible, and NASCAR didn't want to go down that same path again. So what they did was add more banking to the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Right now in the corners, it is around 24 degrees, but NASCAR decided to up it up by 4 more degrees, so it opens the door for a lot of different things. I know in the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series, according to Justin Allgaier, he states that the them two races on Saturday are going to be raced like a plate race, like Daytona and Talladega. 3 wide action, 2 wide action, single file, tandem drafting, you name it. It's going to be very intense. A lot of big wrecks, a lot of upset results, and Sunday's race, though, is a big uncertainty because they don't know if it's going to race like a plate race or it's going to race like the 2011 Daytona 500, where we see a lot of comers and goers in tandem drafting. Because think about it, Daytona back in 2011 when Trevor Bayne won was on a newly repaved Daytona Raceway. So I can see that happening here at Atlanta. But it's going to produce a lot of crazy things, and I think it will make a crazy race result. And leading off of that, I think the winner of this Sunday's race will be the 17 car Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher is not having the best of seasons in the 17 car, but I think he will get things turned around, and he will become the 5th different winner of the 2022 NASCAR season. You had Austin Cindric winning the Daytona 500, Kyle Larson winning the Auto Club 400, Alex Bowman winning the Pennzoil 400, Chase Briscoe winning the Ruoff Mortgage 500 at Phoenix, and now Chris Buescher winning at Atlanta. A very big win for him if this were to happen. Be the first win of Brad Keselowski's tenure as a owner in the Cup Series, so be a big deal there. But Chris Buescher will bring home the checkered flag. Coming home in second place will be the 12 car of Ryan Blaney. Last week, Ryan Blaney brought it home P4. A great result when he added to the equation that he had a pit road speeding penalty and he had to go to the rear and work his way back up. Great job there. But it's very heartbreaking to figure out that he was on the pole, was leading laps, opening up a big gap between himself and second place, whoever it was. But he did bring it home for us, so that's a positive. A top 5 finish is always a good sign. But bringing home in P3 this weekend will be the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin this season has struggled, really struggled. Well off the pace alongside the other Toyota drivers. And I know going into the next gen car, one manufacturer will not nail it in the head right off the bat. And right now it's Toyota. They're struggling. Christopher Bell is all the way in dead last in the point standings when it comes to the top 36. Very bad, unfortunate deal for him. And Denny Hamlin is not too far ahead, or he is a little close to him. And Kyle Busch is struggling too, but he's also up inside the top 15. Kurt Busch is up there. Bubba Wallace, very inconsistent, and just a lot of, same for Truex, very inconsistent. But last week he nearly came home with a win. But Toyota has to get their stuff turned around, and lucky for them, this is only 4 races into the season, and they still got a lot more going down the road because you got 25 or 26 regular season races, and right now they're through 4, so you got 22 to get it right for the playoffs and to make a championship run. So I wouldn't quite hit the panic button quite yet, but I would start worrying maybe after the month of April if they don't be in contention for wins here and there. But that's for a whole nother video. But Denny Hamlin will bring home some hope in P3. Finishing 4th place will be the 43 car of Eric Jones. The last 2 weeks, Eric Jones was in line for a great result. Top 10 in Las Vegas and top 15 at Phoenix. But at the end of both races, he had an incident in Las Vegas. He had a tire go down, hit the wall, come across the track, and the 23 hit him, and he hit the tire barrier. Was all right. And this past week, he had a tire go down and completely spun out. So Eric Jones, his luck lately has been bad, especially after the great performance in Auto Club. But this week, he'll get it turned around, finishing P4 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Rounding out your top 5 here will be the 4 car of Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick at Atlanta has always matched up perfectly well. It's going to race like a plate track. I expect him to be a contender. He will ride along in the back to save his equipment, I would expect. And he will be there at the end when it all pays out. And being my dark horse this weekend, as it would be not right to pick Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., when you ever go to a track where it races like a plate race, you can never count him out. He's Mr. Excitement because he will make some aggressive blocks and aggressive moves here and there. So I expect him to be up front, and it would not surprise me at all to see the 47 car of JTG Daugherty Racing in victory lane. But there you go. Winning will be the 17 car, 12 car, 11 car, 43 car, 4 car, and a 47 car as my dark horse. But everybody, though, remember to please like and subscribe and comment down below to be entered in this Sunday's Pick 5 contest. And also go check out Winning Bets and Righteous Redneck.